At least in 5 states and the District of Columbia were responding to bomb threats Monday, with many of them locking down their campuses for a time. In a warning to students, school officials said some of the threats were directed at academic buildings. On Wall Street, a good day as the Dow was up by 406 points. The Nasdaq Composite Index rose 469, with the S&P 500 advancing 83. Oil up $1.33 to 88.15 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
My brother.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leech Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleburne, Texas. Leech Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. These pills work for men and women to improve their sexual performance. And now for the price of 2 or 3 pills, you can get nearly 100. There's no need to pay expensive prices for Viagra or Cialis. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Change your life for the better and have fun. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
800-627-3988. 800-627-3988. 800-627-3988. That's 800-627-3988.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at jococommunityradio.com.
Me and my crew, although we made it back, we on top. We keep on pushing, bars are raising. We don't stop. No one can replicate the magic that we unlock. Cause we on top. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air.
Hey, welcome everybody to another edition of the Bombshell here on Joco Community Radio. I'm Tiffany Carlen with the amazing Bombshell Lori Moore. Good evening. Hey. My wonderful friend. And with us, we've got another Bombshell all the way here from New Jersey, Lauren DeGrande.
Hello.
With DeGrande Digital. Hi.
Hi.
Cousin. We're just going to put
so fun because I watch this from New Jersey some
and
days and now, yeah.
And now you're here. Amazingly. Isn't it amazing? So we're going to talk all about Lauren's journey of how she ended up here in Texas, because she's going to be here for a while. Her and her husband, Joey. And
so what you're saying is your Jersey accent's going to come out this week.
Bad.
Okay.
It's already hitting. I can hear it already at home where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the kids. And the kids like to talk about it, you know,
because it's funny because
they'll actually say coffee, mom. No, say it like you're from Jersey. And I'm like, coffee.
Well, they used to make fun of me for, I used to say water instead of water. I corrected it. Like, I don't say it like that anymore.
I used to call a drawer, I would say draw. And I did not know where it came from, but my mom said it like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So I didn't say it like that all the time, but I did say it like that. So I don't hear it as much until I go back and I listen to like I watch old family videos and I go, oh my gosh, I had such a deep Jersey accent.
That's funny.
So, but I'm very, very proud of our roots, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't think I have an accent at all. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I was told by the waitress at a restaurant we went to the other night that I did not have one. So, Joey has one.
Joey's is deeper than yours for sure. Yours isn't as strong as your mom's or Uncle Bobby's.
Yeah.
But Joey's is pretty deep. I think I pick it up more from him talking with him, and then he just gets all Italian on you and starts talking
and all this.
Yeah.
Hers is Tiffany's is when we have guests that have unusual last names, and she all of a sudden pronounces them like in Jersey style. Like if the Jersey comes out with the.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
We've had several, and it was like
I don't know
where
where
was that
from?
Where was that?
That's so funny.
I have no idea. I know what you're talking about too, and I'm trying to place who that was that came on it, and I was like, what just came out of my mouth?
But it's funny because newscasters do the same thing. Like if something Hispanic comes on, then they're all of a sudden like Alejandro, and we're like,
Yeah.
where did that like it did not. You don't sound like that normally, and you have to have a Spanish accent to say a Spanish name, and it's funny.
My sister does that too. Like when we went to France, she doesn't realize that she's doing it, and she has like a French accent
Because but
it just comes out, and you're like, where did that come from?
to be fair, she's fluent in it, and she
Yes.
lived there they were living in England,
Yeah, but
But
we always make fun of her.
but she
for it.
traveled there for business all the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Well, your mom too, but
Mhm.
again, your mom grew up with her parents speaking nothing but French,
Mhm.
and Uncle Roger and Raju. We can't say his name unless we say Raju, because that's how your grandma would say it. That's how
Yep.
Antoinette would say Raju, and
I
that was
love
her brother.
Well, and I mean, so are you fluent in French?
No,
No.
I don't know it at all. It's so bad. My mom is fluent in French. She's actually a French teacher.
Okay.
So
And you can't speak it.
and I can't speak it. I know. And I took Spanish growing up, like all throughout school.
To be fair, I mean, Annie was raised there. I mean, she was born there.
Mhm.
I mean, they came over this way, I mean, shortly after, but
Mhm.
I mean, she grew up in a French family.
Yeah.
So,
I just think it's so important that second language, or third language, it's like in the United States, we're one of the only cultures that don't teach multiple languages. You go to other countries, even Mexico, and they can speak English and Spanish, but in other countries speak 4 or 5 languages. And it's such a, I don't know. My aunt did the same thing. My aunt came from Cuba. So she's fluent in Spanish, of course. And the job she retired from, she got solely because she was bilingual. And she has 3 children that she didn't teach any of them. They were all failing Spanish in school.
Yeah, I got a C in college for French.
Yeah.
And
My
I
mom
was
took
a straight
French.
A student for the most part.
My mom took French. I don't know if if you remember that. Aunt Jane took French when she went to college. Tamara took French. I took Spanish, and I took 6 years of it. So I was almost fluent. I wish I had
stayed with it.
And I took it all the way through my senior year of high school. So I started,
Mhm.
but the problem was in Jersey, you didn't have Spaniards, and my teacher was all 3 of my teachers were Spanish.
Okay.
So they were Spaniards. So I was learning traditional Spanish, and then you're living around Puerto Ricans whose slang is completely different. They speak 1,000 times faster.
Well, so our neighbors, she was raised in Puerto Rico, and her husband was raised in Mexico City. And so they both speak Spanish, but there are things that are like, I forget which one of them in one of the languages, socks means pantyhose in the other language. And so there's like a big joke, like, oh, you're going to put your pantyhose on, and he's like, there's not pantyhose, they're socks, kind of but there are subtle differences. And so their son, when he was younger, I was like, y'all have to teach him. His grandmother babysat him. And so he could understand all of it, but he couldn't speak it. And I said, then you speak only Spanish at home and make him learn it. And the other day they were at our house, and he's 16 now, and he wanted to go get some food, and she was like, well, get on the phone and order it. And it was from a Mexican restaurant that, we all go to. And all this, I mean, he was ordering his food in Spanish, and we went, when did he learn all that? I mean, he just, but they're making him use it, which will go.
That's great.
It'll go far. You need that. We were talking about this actually with Joey, because Joey's mom is Sicilian, and it's a lost language.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people speak Sicilian.
Right.
It is different than Italian.
Right.
And so she grew up in a household. Well, she was born in Sicily.
Yeah.
So she was born in.
She came here from Sicily
Yeah,
when she was
came here.
like 2 or 3.
That's crazy.
His Nona does not speak.
She does not
speak English.
All she says when she sees me is like Bella la la la. So I just I can guess what she's saying, but I have no clue.
But his mom is fluent in Sicilian.
Mm-hmm.
But it does you no good because Italians can't understand Sicilian Italians when they speak the language. The dialect is so completely different. That's actually something I didn't know, because anytime I've ever heard any Italian person, go off usually in anger, I don't understand what they're saying anyway.
Right.
So you could pick out, I'd pick out a few words, but Sicilian, forget it. And now that may actually make sense. Like, okay, yeah, that's why. But anyway, so that was our lesson in language for tonight. Learn a language; it'll come in handy. You're on the road for a year. We're going to talk about that. And so, some of that Spanish is actually going to come in handy.
I think so.
And I don't know. Maybe Joey will use some Italian or
something. We said so. We go to Mexico a lot. We have some friends that live over there. So in the past 3 years, we've been over there like 12 times.
Nice.
And this last trip, I mean, here's another one. My wife, her grandmother was from Monterrey, Mexico, but my wife doesn't speak Spanish. She can understand a little bit of it and speak a little bit of it, but not fluent enough. And after this last trip that we went on, which our travel was a complete disaster this last trip, we've decided we are going to learn Spanish before we go back because the language barrier was just driving me insane, and then it drives me crazy that they put people in charge of things that you have people, they're going to speak English and Spanish and everything else coming in your, airports. And you need to make sure that there's somebody there that can understand you. So, but yeah, we decided we're going to, just for nothing more than to know that we're not getting screwed over on things, which, kind of was the deal this last time, but it's all good.
Yeah, it does.
We
really
made it
help.
back. I mean, they try to keep me twice, but Todd can't save me in Mexico. He could save me in Las Vegas. He can't save me in Mexico.
I mean, he could try.
I mean,
No, but so you're an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You started out as a realtor. Well,
Yes.
I mean, you had other jobs before that, but when you stepped out into your own business world and business ownership, it was as a realtor in New Jersey.
Yes.
And so, how long were you practicing realtor?
Practicing, I would say 2 years. So it wasn't very long, but when I was practicing, I was learning the business and I was also working on my business at the same time.
Right.
Which is marketing for real estate agents, small business owners, entrepreneurs.
Oh.
So from there, I kind of realized that I liked the marketing side of real estate better than the sales side of real estate. That's how my brain works. That's how I think. That's what I'm good at. So I just kind of took everything that I learned when I was a real estate agent and applied it into my business now.
You saw a need.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I know a ton of realtors who, if they had somebody that could take on all of their marketing and stuff, would probably, jump right on that, so that then it leaves them time for, for other things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because so sometimes, you're a busy real estate agent and you get a call and someone calls you and they're like, and they're talking to you as if, you know them, and you're like, oh my God, who is this person? And when did I meet them?
Right.
Because that's how busy you can get.
Yes.
And so I found the need. My first client was for setting up her CRM, customer relationship management. So I set up her CRM so that she had everything in there and she knew. So next time she got a phone call from this Joe's from so-and-so, she knew who they were. Because
I have little notes on, when I, put somebody in my phone, I will put on there, and I started this a long time ago, when my daughter was in school and, I'd be like, so-and-so's mom soccer, so I would know where they came from, or I put in there who recommends clients to me so that I can know the connection between, between, but yeah,
it's so important.
Yes.
And not only that, but to also, stay in communication with them.
Yes.
Because it can get so easy to lose communication with clients over the years. And so, Yeah.
Well, I mean, you turned a side hustle into a business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how most entrepreneurs start out.
Yeah.
If you're, you started out right. I'm going to keep working and keep putting money in my pocket and keep putting money in the bank and keep putting food on the table while I build this, because you found your passion.
Mm-hmm.
And you just started in that direction. And then here you are. It led to you working virtually.
Mm-hmm.
You still have your real estate license, but you're going to.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
You're going to let
I mean,
it go.
because I'm not in New Jersey, so it doesn't make sense for me. But yeah, so I can do everything 100% remote, which is great.
That's awesome.
I mean, with everything that you have nowadays, Zoom, it's just so easy to connect with clients. Like we have a marketing meeting once a week where, with each of my clients where we discuss, what are we doing for that week? So we're always in constant communication no matter where I am. And everywhere we've been staying, so everyone thinks we're living out of a van or a camper, but because we have our dog Stella, and we just don't know. She's a loud one, as Tiffany will tell you. She's a beagle, so we didn't.
She loves to howl.
I heard like campsites. I was doing research, and so we decided just having like an Airbnb condos or homes, renting them out, was the best option for us with the loud beagle. So everywhere that we rent has internet. I mean, it's just like we're working as if we're home, but
we'll rewind because Joey's job is virtual.
Yes,
and
he works for a tech company, startup, so he's 100% remote.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the company is 100% remote,
which is fantastic.
I love
that.
I was trying to remember. I was telling somebody about the virtual working the other day. There used to be a TV show that we watched, and it was about the like people that travel and stuff like that. And there's one lady, like she became a travel nurse. So, she was like, well, I want to go live in Hawaii for a year. And then I'm going to go live in the Virgin Islands for a year. And then I'm going to go live here for a year. And, if you find the job that, you can blend your life together, and make it happen.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you guys did. I mean, this is, you owned a home. You were your first time home buyers. We all loved your home. You guys did a great job.
I know. It was a really charming, cute home.
It was. It really was.
It was close to family. So we bought this home and we both worked in New York City.
Okay.
So we were commuting in and out every day. And I just remember the one thing that I was like, man, if we could just hit the road. We watched like these YouTubers and we would watch them occasionally and they traveled the country in their van. I was like, how do we do that? But we were both working in person. We didn't, we both didn't work remote at the time, and it was long hours. And then, everything shut down. All the offices shut down in New York in 2020.
Right.
And so everyone was forced. So my husband, was working remotely, and I was just in real estate. So I was working from home as well. And we got so much time back in our day. And I will say, face to face, I think there are advantages to it, but our lifestyle just wasn't there before when we were commuting every day.
Spending so much of your time on the road.
Yeah, and we've never been to so many places in the country. Like I would never get to spend 3 weeks or 2-3 weeks with her before.
Yeah.
Like I came here for work one time. I think it was Frito-Lay, and I came to because I was in market research as an analyst before. So I would come for the studies.
Why is there a Frito shortage right now?
I wasn't involved. So I worked on the packaging. So I would come to do the focus groups, and one of them was in Dallas, and I wanted to stay. And so I asked my boss, can I work from her house? I'm not staying extra, at a hotel. I'm just where I'll work from the house. And she said no. So I had to come back home. So I only saw her for like a night that night. So to spend time like to me, she's probably gonna get sick of me by the end of it.
No, I'm not.
That's right.
I'm gonna want to hop in your suitcase
together.
Right?
Yeah. So I have a spreadsheet now going, and I just have everything. So I've just been inviting family and friends to it, and I tell them like, hey, this is where we're gonna be. Book a flight and come stay with us.
Yeah.
And we can hang out at our, a location.
So we've talked about this multiple times on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the shutdown that made y'all decide like we need to live our best life?
Yes.
Like we're on a hamster wheel and we're just living our best, we're not living our best lives and we can do it.
Yeah.
Well, how are you doing? Go back for 1 second though, really quick. Cause when you did have to go in house, to do real estate. How are you selling real estate from home? Because that's a business that it requires you to be out into the home with your customer.
So, okay, so at first, in New Jersey, we weren't allowed to show homes. So we did virtual showings.
So to make sure the homeowners are gone, you have to go in,
go
and you
in.
take the
Okay.
video, a
Yep.
picture, or Zoom with the client,
Yep.
whatever.
And so people were buying homes virtually,
Isn't that
which,
crazy?
yeah.
It's amazing. And they were leaving New York.
Yeah.
A lot
But
of
that's
them.
really where the need,
They really were,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
I mean,
but that's really where the need came in as an agent for agents to have an online presence, because that's where, that's what they
Well, there are
relied
so
on
many.
during that
So
time.
there, I think just the way that, the world is changing nowadays. People don't have, I don't have 2 days to get in the car with you for me to drive me around, a 3-hour radius to look at one car after another car after another car, or a
Yep.
house. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, but when you can, send me over several of them that I can look at and scan through in a couple of minutes, then that's,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, we have friends that they bought their home. They moved from Long Island to Georgia, and they did it all virtually. All the showings, they had an agent down there that they trusted. They did all the showings virtually and ended up buying their house that way. And the first time they saw it was for inspections,
That's
which is
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it just became the new norm, and you had to act fast because the market got really crazy. So that obviously
it's
that
way crazy down here.
contributed to our decision to sell. But we were just sitting in our backyard, and we were, our parks were closed, I think, at the time. And, we didn't have any restaurants open. We had nothing to do, and we love to be outside. So for us, we were just like sitting in our backyard bored. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It was great to have a house, but I didn't feel like something was missing. And I didn't want to,
and
have regret.
home ownership isn't everything it's
Oh,
cracked up to be. I mean,
Joey,
I love my home too, and I
That's so
love being a
much work.
homeowner. But as soon as you buy that home, it's one thing, one project after another project after another
and then this
project after another
breaks and that
project.
breaks.
And these are when you buy older homes. Our
Mhm.
house is an older home. Your house is even older.
1920,
Yeah,
1930 or something.
yes,
I think it was
yeah.
like 1928.
So cute, so
Yeah.
cute. But so there's that part of home ownership too.
Mhm.
But there's something about being able to get on the road and find the freedom to find your forever home, meaning it may not be where you were born and raised. I mean, obviously it's not where I was born and raised. So I
Mhm.
mean, I'm here in Texas, and I've been here half my life now, which is totally crazy
That
to
is
even think
crazy.
that, but I've been here half of my life. And you guys are, you're on the road for roughly a year,
Mhm.
and
We don't really have an end date.
Hey,
right.
So I'm like, I don't really need to.
so can you, because you're gonna have to be able to see everything you want to see. We have some friends that, like, they retired at the end of December,
Mhm.
and that's their plan for the next year. They, they know what the mountains are like, they know what the beach is like, they know what Texas is like. And, they are buying an RV, and they just sold their house,
Oh,
and
that's
they're going to
awesome.
go travel around and try to decide
I totally forgot. Yeah, I
Where they
forgot that
wanna
were
live?
doing
where
that.
they want to live.
Oh,
They,
cool.
they have an idea of what they want to do,
Mhm.
but they're going to go stay in a couple of places. They're going to go have fun for a little bit,
Yeah.
but they're going to go stay in a couple of places and kind of, check things out and see what, what it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
So
That's what we're looking for, but we're also looking to meet people along the way.
Mhm.
And, owning the business too, I think it's a good opportunity for us to pop into coffee shops or local restaurants. And
absolutely.
local
The more
places of
realtors you
business.
meet, the more people that need
Yeah,
you.
and just start talking to people and small businesses and see like, hey, what are your needs, and how can I help you type thing.
Well,
But just
talk
meeting
about
people.
talk about that aspect of it too, for people who would really like to consider doing what you and Joey are doing from
Mhm.
the road. I mean, what is it really like trying to work from the road? Talk
Oh.
about some of the pros and cons, losing internet, so just some of those things that we've
Yeah.
talked about.
Oh yeah, so we've been really lucky, knock on wood, with the internet so far. I think we only lost internet maybe one time, and it was for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, that's
But
not too bad.
we map out, so we try to travel on the weekends because Monday through Friday, obviously we try to avoid it if possible, and we try to do monthly stays, because not only if you stay a month, you do get the tax discount. So
Right.
you don't pay tax after, I think it's 31 nights or something. So not only that, but it's also just to kind of have it, get into the routine of work, because it's hard when you're hopping from place to place to kind of get focused. But yeah, we've been lucky with the internet on the road. So we switch off driving and we plan it around any meetings that we have. And we try to block the day to just do like not schedule meetings and to just work independently on our
Right.
stuff. So, you're not in the car taking, a call with whoever. So that's how we've been working it out. And we try to get a place that has an Airbnb that has extra space in it for like a second office, because Joey talks very loudly.
So you need an office and he needs an office.
Yeah, because he's so loud. 'Cause he puts these noise canceling,
and he can't tell how loud he's
and I'm like,
talking.
You're screaming. Like he's already loud. He's just loud.
I have another friend that said that her husband's been working at home for a while now, and he went back to the office, and he's working back at home, and she was like, "You're so loud."
It's like
so loud. Like you're just so loud.
And he's like, "No, you're loud." So we're just, I could hear him from like 2 rooms over, but I think just having the space to work. And then, like we have a long drive. We're just going to try to maybe make it in a day that Sunday and get to Arizona, because from here to Arizona, I think it's about 14 hours.
Yeah.
So we're just going to it's a Sunday. So we're like, let's
14 and a half. I'm trying to help them find like a good, safe mid spot to stop and be able to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're going to be leaving that day.
Super Bowl Sunday, which I thought it was this Sunday.
No, because the halftime show is going to be amazing.
Yes.
I know. I'm so excited.
I know. I've already got my new playlist going on my phone with everybody. So
I'm sad that I won't be here because
I know we had a whole
fun.
thing planned for this weekend and then realized
we're
it's not
like
this weekend.
We thought it was this Sunday, so
but that was Todd's fault, honestly. That was Todd's fault.
Isn't it normally like the last Sunday in January? Then when Super Bowl is?
It's usually always 2 weeks after the last playoff game.
I thought it was the first Sunday.
It's either like the last Sunday of January, the first Sunday of February. Now it's like 2 weeks into February.
It's always 2 weeks after the playoff.
I think something got messed up.
Something got messed up. Yeah.
I don't remember being this late ever.
No.
It's usually not.
Yeah.
No, because it's always before my birthday. My birthday's February 11th, and it's always before.
Yeah.
Always. Every year.
I think it's kind of it's jacking it up now that it's that weekend, because it's the weekend you're going to be leaving. Todd and I are supposed to be at a hotel and dinner and stuff on Saturday night for Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
And before we put all the dates together as to when you were coming and going, I was like, oh my gosh, now what are we going to do?
Right.
Because plus her twin, Jonathan's flying in.
He's coming. So, because we share the birthday.
Yeah. So big birthday coming up. And
it's 30, 30.
Yeah, dirty 30. We're cowboying up and going down to the stockyards.
I want to dress up. My husband Joey's like wants to get cowboy boots so bad and a cowboy hat.
I just want to see him in a cowboy hat.
Like,
that's what I'm looking for.
I don't think he could pull it off.
There's plenty of places around here you can buy one.
Yeah, so he's like, let's dress up and go to the stockyards, and I think it's fun. I mean, when are you going to turn 30 in Texas? I mean,
it's
for us.
We're going to have a blast, and Jonathan's bringing his girlfriend, so it's going to be. We're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah,
we really
always
are.
do when we're all together.
Yes, so
crazy.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see Jonathan. People don't realize. I mean, when it's one thing to not see your family, because of the pandemic, but when you can't go home to the East Coast because of the pandemic, it's a really big difference that we couldn't all see each other, and lots of
go up there, yeah,
and just lots of there's a lot more concern up there, for it. So it really changed stuff. But we did really cool stuff during that time too.
We played
online games together and through Zoom. And
we laughed so hard. We got everybody in.
The kids were playing with us, and I mean, we found a way to still connect with each other.
I mean, I think that's a benefit to all the things that have happened over the past couple of years is that there was a platform created that you could, like, the entire family, I don't care where you were, could be at one place at one time.
Yeah.
And you could be with each other for whatever it is. And I think, we've always spent our time trying to call back and forth different people, and now there's one place.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break, and we're diving more about and learn more about Grande Digital and how you can become one of their customers if you need them. We'll be right back.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. And if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logoed designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
I would like to personally invite you out to the Blue Family Fund Casino Night. An evening of all your favorite casino games, next level auction items, great music, and an open bar. February 26th, 7 p.m. at the beautiful TX Whiskey Ranch in Fort Worth, Texas. All proceeds from the evening will benefit families of first responders. You need to get your tickets today at bluefamilyfund.org.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Welcome back to the second half of the Bombshell here on Joco Community Radio. Lori shrunk in the chair. Sorry, Lori.
It's okay. I think we have two shrinking ones now because this one feels
shorter. I don't know.
These
They're
are really
all
comfy though.
They are
I'm not gonna
comfy.
They are comfortable, but they've got a mind of their own now.
lie.
And she's going. Or we do have a special guest, or we have a special guest in here we can't see, and we've never thought about that process.
Right?
That's someone's visiting us and messing with our chairs on a regular basis. You are totally
sinking.
Your chair
You
is
getting
totally sinking.
shorter and shorter and shorter.
I love it. You got that chair.
I thought I tried it out of this chair, so
I'm
now we got two
sorry.
of them.
I'm so sorry.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
there's two. There's
I'll
possibly
just
three.
Stand up here in a minute.
Well, welcome back. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen on the radio, go to tuneinjoco.com and download the free app. We are streaming live simultaneously on YouTube and Twitter as well, and soon to be LinkedIn, but LinkedIn's in beta. You can also listen live at Spreaker.com. Or of course, you can always listen live at TuneIn Joco, which will take you to that. And soon, we just got our new app back, and we have our own Joco Community Radio app that will be available in Google as soon as I finish loading it all in there and watching
I
YouTube
help.
videos. Yes. And
What about
Lauren's helping me finish getting
That's
that
our
part done, but
project.
super excited about that.
Mhm.
And then shortly after we finish that, it will be available also
do you
on
do you build-
iOS.
do you build websites?
I built my website, but no, not for my clients. No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Because I have a friend needing somebody to rebuild her website, but it comes with bartering, staying in Mexico.
well, my brother-in-law, he builds websites.
no, did you just hear her? You could literally go stay
You can
in
go
Mexico
stay in
for
Mexico
free
for free if you'll build
if
a
you build
website.
a website.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
It's on East Lamu Harris.
East
we
Lamu
talking?
Harris,
Okay,
yes.
East Lamu Harris. So it's out on an island.
sounds
and it's an
amazing.
amazing
It is.
place.
And they have
Yeah.
an amazing house, and she's a professional chef as well. So her food is amazing, but they need
And
somebody.
I'll
I'm
send you-
gonna really teach myself.
I will
website
send you over to
design
some
now.
of my favorite places. Lori's spent more time over there than we have, but we all have
Yeah.
favorite
sounds
places in East Lamu
amazing.
Harris.
Nice.
Yes.
Sorry,
Hey,
our friends
Yeah.
have an Airbnb over in Isa,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, it's amazing. So
So how long's the flight from here?
2.5 hours.
Okay.
And you fly to Cancun.
That's not bad.
You fly to Cancun. We have several drivers that can pick you up at the airport, take you straight to the ferry. You'll ride the ferry across, and then we can arrange for either a cab to take you to Shelly's or for Shelly to pick you up and go to her house.
In their golf cart.
No, they have
So
a Razor now.
Oh, they do?
They have a Jeep and a Razor.
Oh,
Or you
okay.
can rent a golf cart and go tour. I mean, you do your own thing.
You
That's
get
nice.
Vespas. You can,
Yeah.
you can ride the whole island. The island is 5 miles.
5 miles long and half a mile
Yeah.
wide.
That is so fun.
So, and their house is total 4 stories tall. A pool on the bottom floor, the third floor, and the fourth floor, and rooms.
Wait, a pool on
Okay,
each?
while we're on it,
Yeah.
do you remember their
Wow.
website so we can just finish the plug?
La Casa de Jardin.
La Casa de Jardin.
And Jardin is JARDIN.
RDIN.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you'll do at La Casa de Jardin, it'll come up.
Okay.
But yeah, they are. I mean, they're amazing people, and they. She had a restaurant outside of Austin in Leander, and a couple of years, they always liked Isla, and a few years back they decided to pull the trigger, and they bought some land over there and built an Airbnb, and it's amazing, and they love it, and they're. I mean, it's amazing. I'm like, we've been 12 times in the past 3 years,
That
so
sounds
we've,
amazing.
I mean,
Man, now that their websites, what they have so far,
I want to look it up.
I think, this is theirs
I've
because I
never been
recognize the
to
rooftop
Mexico.
pool.
Yeah.
You've
So-
never been-
You've been
I
to
can't
Mexico?
believe. Nope. I can't believe.
Oh
So
my
again,
gosh! This is your time. This is
I
your
know.
chance. You leave
Well,
leave the
we're
kayaks.
doing
and-
everything right now in the country.
Okay.
We really want to go to Italy next, but so that's on our list. But
Well,
yeah, I definitely want to visit Mexico.
I will tell you that internet on Isla,
Not
it's
spectacular.
it's a little sketchy, so you might need to schedule it as a vacation week.
Yeah,
So you have to go to. There's a couple of her wife works online, and so most of the time their internet's pretty good for what they can get on the island. But there are a couple of coffee shops on the north end that have a little bit better, internet that you may have to run down to. But again, it's a 10-minute golf cart ride down there, and
That sounds
you get
so
to
nice.
you can tap on your computer and look at the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's not a bad way to
Yeah,
live.
not a bad
the
way.
the view from all around is it's just stunning. It's just such a cool place. You can swim with the dolphins over there and work on stuff for your clients and gain a new client. Why not?
Hey,
take me with you. I will be your assistant.
Pack you in my suitcase.
Hi, I'm Lauren with
And-
De Grande. This is my assistant Tiffany.
And
She's
the-
here to help.
And the thing is, they know a lot of real estate agents over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, real estate agents in Mexico that are trying to work on a clientele here in the United States might be, you could, you can work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the way it works, right? One of the things that we were even talking about too is, the days of having a physical business card they're nearly gone. And it's smart because it's a great way to gain clients. It's, somebody will ask you, well, yeah, I'd love to get in touch with you. Do you have a business card? And your answer should be, actually, I can send it to you digitally right now. What's your phone number? And so you get their cell phone number right then. You're able to text them a link. It takes them to a page either on your website that has all of your contact information and literally your business card. So it says what you do or how you're able to help them, hopefully in the future, right? And that you'd love to be that person for them, right? And then you have a number to follow up with them. In a few days later and just let them know, so great meeting you the other night. Just wanted to follow up. You've got my information when you need me. I'd love to sit down and meet with you. And you just get that conversation going like that.
That's the gentleman we met in Vegas, Ruben, when he was like, can I, what's your number? I'll send you my information. And literally it came up with his contact information came up with everything. His YouTube, his LinkedIn, every link,
everywhere you can find him.
Everywhere you needed to find him. And that was, that's
so
what
important.
that's what he does too. So
there's other companies out there too that and I think one's called Linked. Don't quote me on that. I got to pull it up. I get emails from them, but you can get a bracelet that has it to where someone can just tap it to your phone. There's cards that stick on the back of your phone where they can tap to it and it'll do it. But if you have a website, why spend extra on another service when you already have that page there? Just make that page exactly where you want them to land to get all of that same information, and you're not spending extra money. So you're literally sending them a link that tells them all about you and gives them a welcome message, keeps that warm, inviting. A picture of you should be there as well. And so they remember your face because you want that.
Yeah.
You know, and
Because we all meet so many people. I mean, constantly.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you lose business cards all the time.
Right.
And ask them for that. I have stacks and stacks and stacks. And so, I mean, for a long time, I was taking pictures. I was trying to put them into a digital Rolodex, and even that just gets lost. And so links just work better. They're easier.
There's a couple of different platforms like that where you can, share across. But there was one that we had found before that there was an app that you literally gave you that digital Rolodex, so you could, do the same thing, and you could put in there like this is the girl with the real estate with the websites, and
You could
all
take
this
a picture of the card, right?
Mhm.
Is that the one
Yes.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
I remember
So
that.
there's also Hubspot is one of the CRMs that I work from, and I build for my clients. And in HubSpot, if you get the app, so if you're a real estate agent and they still rely on cards heavily, so if you're at a broker tour or an open house and you're with your client, you give your business card, you take a picture of the card, and it goes. Everything autofills for you
Into the
right
HubSpot.
into your
Okay.
CRM.
All right.
And all of that's in there. You can even pick like how do you want them to be listed in your CRM? Are they an agent? Even home inspectors, anyone.
So
That's
for
awesome.
for
Any
so,
business card.
so for those people who are tuning in and or listening for the first time and they don't know what a CRM is, can
Yeah.
you explain to people what a CRM is?
Yeah, so it's customer relationship management system, and essentially it's a place for you to if you are running a business, it's your whole life should essentially be in there. So not only can you upload all of your contacts in there and have all sorts of information, you connect it to your email, so all of your email chains are in there, but you're able to do marketing automation and task reminders, and everybody can be coded in a certain way in the CRM. So basically, like what I always tell my clients is when you start your day, you log into the CRM. It's a way for you to see all of your sales. You have a sales dashboard. You see what's going on. What are these leads? Who are they? Do I need to follow up with them? And, especially for a sales based business, which all businesses are, no matter what type of business you
You're
have.
selling something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like even I called a pizza place one time, and I mean, New Jersey, there are so many, but this one really stuck out to me because I called them and they're like, "Hey, Lauren, do you want to get?" I didn't even say my name. Oh, do you want to get this margarita pie again and this and that? Like they knew my order, so it's just something so simple as that to know all about your client and how to reach them and how to connect with them
Right.
in a way that's meaningful, that it makes an impact, like that little bit. And I was like, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to order from them again because they remembered me.
Yes.
Even though they pulled it up on the computer, probably a CRM.
Or
their
they're
own
tracking
type
your
of
phone number.
But
Yeah.
Right? Because most
Yeah,
ask for your
we-
phone number.
But we like
Yes,
that.
they log
So-
it by my phone number.
Right. And we like that. We like
Yeah.
places that know who we are.
Mhm.
We go in with, they know your favorite drink, they know your favorite food, they know
Mhm.
your, all the things that, all the things that you have.
Yeah, and that's important. That's what you as a business, that's what you need to, you need to reach out to your clients. You need to reach them in a meaningful way.
Excuse me.
So there's so much that, and I won't get into it now, but there's so much you can do, even email marketing and how to target your audience, your clients, or, soon to be your prospects that you're trying to close a deal with. I mean, there's just so much that you can do.
So you do some project management where you'll go into for a customer and set up their CRM for them,
Yep.
train them how to use it.
Yep.
And but you never leave their side. You're always there for them
Yes.
if they need to come back to you
Yeah.
or need more training
Yep.
or just need, on to the next project for them, right?
Yep.
As they grow. What are some of the other things that you offer to do? Because I know you have different packages.
So email marketing, that's another service. Also social media, but more so from the strategy side. So, taking a business and meeting with my clients and, figuring out what are your goals for this year. Also where are you online? Like, do you have a page? Do you have a Google My Business profile? Are you on LinkedIn? Because if you're on LinkedIn and that's where your clients are, like one of my coaching clients, like she's on LinkedIn, and that's And she's like, I don't really want to be on Instagram, and that's okay. You know, you need to know where your audience is and where your clients are coming from. So I meet with them and we come up with a strategy and a marketing plan that makes sense for them so that they can, you know, reach their clients and more people. Because at the end of the day, when you're online, I look at it as that's your portfolio. So if somebody, like, the first thing that they're going to do if they get a referral even is they're going to go online and look you up and see, okay, what is this about this person? So you don't always know where they're coming from, and ideally you'd love to know where they're coming from, but even if you don't, you know that that's like that LinkedIn is that coach's profile. That's where they're going to go to.
Well, and then guiding them in what needs to be on there.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
one of
How
my
to communicate.
one of my biggest things is,
Mhm.
because I own a salon here in Burleson, and people are like, you need a website, you need this, you need that, we don't want we don't necessarily want our price point listed on
Yeah.
the website, on a
Mhm.
website, because we all charge differently, but then we're busy already.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, do I need a website? Because everybody's busy. So, but how do you grow your presence? How do you grow presence without not needing more business? So, does that make sense?
So how do you grow without needing
we don't, I can't, I am a month out on
Yeah.
clients. So how do you put a website together, or, make sure that you have a good CRM when we don't, and we're very thankful and very blessed for all the people we have,
Mhm.
but we're not out trying to get clients. So is there,
Right.
is
So
there,
you're trying to basically not nourish, but keep the clients that you
Right.
have.
Right.
Essentially, which is also important for a CRM. That's that's what that's for. And even some of my clients, like one of my real estate clients, she's so busy that she is not really actively going out there to try to find new clients, but she just keeps getting repeat clients, and she stays connected with most of them through social media.
That's good.
And that's why it's so important for her to stay on top of it. Video's huge, even getting on there, and people hate to do it, and I hate how I sound myself, but just getting on there and even sending it a video and an email and saying, "Hey, we appreciate your business. Happy New Year." Something like that is so impactful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Like there are services like MailChimp, that's an email marketing service. So you can get on there for free. But I get it. But if you don't have the time, that's
Right.
where you would probably pay someone
Yes,
like me
yes.
to do it for you, because you're so busy. And that's who my clients are. They just feel overwhelmed. They don't know they don't have
When
the
it's-
time to do it.
So typically, like in my world, in
Mhm.
and I can't speak for the realtor world, but
Mhm.
in the hairdresser world, like our brain doesn't work on the office level stuff.
Yeah.
Our brain works behind the chair. We are
Mhm.
doing hair in our head all the time, 24/7. So all of that marketing and business work is not something that comes easy for us necessarily.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because that's your talent. Your talent is
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where it does pay, if you have the funds to hire someone to
Right.
do it for you, because then it really can take your business to the next level. And you're also not doing the stuff. You're doing the things that you enjoy versus the
And that is-
office stuff that you can't
Right.
stand and
And that's
pull
mine.
your
Like
hair out.
I do the behind the chair stuff really well. The
Yeah.
office stuff, I'm like, I don't like to do this. My
Yeah.
office is a mess right now. So it's a disaster, actually.
Well, cheers, by the way.
Oh, cheers.
We usually do this
with
at
our
the beginning.
Christmas glasses.
Yes.
Right.
I gotta change out the wine glasses.
I didn't find us any. I looked for some new ones today. I couldn't find us any cute ones.
Oh, we'll have to look. We've had a
Yeah.
couple broken here. So you guys can find Lauren at Grande. It's DIGRANDE digital.com.
Mhm.
If you are looking for her services. Again, and I don't want to say that you specialize in realtors, but right now that's kind of what took you into that niche market, was because you are a realtor and you saw that
so I
need.
understand their business. Yeah.
But it's not not your only client base that you want. You have a coaching client who's a
barbershop.
barbershop. You've
Mhm.
got some other clients like that. So it's not, you don't work with just realtors.
No.
But it's smart if you're a realtor, if you're looking for some help, to go to a realtor who specializes in marketing, in the digital
Exactly.
marketing side of it, to help you step up your game and bring you to the next. Because, I mean, let's be real, there are a lot of realtors, and it can be difficult and challenging at times to stand out.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And I mean,
Mhm.
and that's, part of having someone who's a marketing specialist come in, and when someone says, well, what makes you stand out against, why should I pick you as my realtor? And
Mhm.
realtors, it's an interesting market because a lot of people pick up their clients through friends, and it's a very close knit
Referral
marketing.
based.
Right.
Yep.
But if you don't know anybody who's, looking for a house, or who's looking to sell,
Mhm.
it can become a little stagnant. You have to get out there, and you got to know how to turn those referrals, if you're with a bigger real estate company, into a client.
Mhm.
But
People do
it's-
business with people. Not everybody's their cup
No,
of tea.
but it is definitely the ones that are out there that you see more. You see their presence in social media and face to face, and everything that they do. Those are the ones. I mean, those names are the ones that come to your mind first.
I've got several. I mean, we know a lot of realtors here in town. I have several who really stand out to me, because they do those types of things. They're out, dropping off, little goodies and reminders that, I have a great little manicure set that sits on my desk that came from
Cute.
Sabrina Jones.
Mhm.
There's been wonderful tip videos and decorating videos from Jennifer Gower.
Yep.
And our late friend Erica, who passed away recently, she was doing amazing videos. I mean, when she dove in to learn about real estate, that was something that she dove in on doing
video
that
is
stuff.
But who do we do
It
right
is
now?
huge.
We
It's
know
huge.
Nancy and Nikki and
Yeah.
Kathy, and I mean, we could go down a list of realtors that we know, that are all like
Jason
out
Jason Bagley,
Yeah.
he did
Mhm.
something completely unique with the radio show, and the Joko Eats and Drinks, and he's the hungry realtor.
Mhm.
And so it's all about finding that. But if
Oh,
you,
that's cute.
yeah, and if you don't know how to get to that,
Right.
Yeah.
do not fear, or sometimes people are afraid to ask for help, or to
Yeah.
find someone who can help them. Do not fear asking someone for help who is better. I mean, we're always better, and we can always be better when we are not the smartest person in the room.
No, but yeah.
Know
and-
what you know, and you know what you don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to ask people for help,
Mhm.
and to learn how to.
Well, it's a scary thing. And so when I sit with my clients, I always tell them you need to be true to who you are. Because if you are not comfortable doing something, it's one thing to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you also need to be true to you. And
And so that was actually one of the topics that I was going to talk to Tiffany about today. Was there's been a couple things that have happened in my life, my and my wife's life in the past couple of years, and it's what fuels you personally. And it's not, I mean, like, is this, it doesn't, like, not all money is good money.
Right.
If it takes away from your marriage and your friendships and your things like that, it doesn't matter how much money I have in the bank. If I'm losing ground on the things we've already built, then that's one thing. But somebody else posted about that today, as a matter of fact. And she said, I like, who do you talk to? Like, I've lost my purpose. Like, I feel like right now it's about money, 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 money. I don't know what I want anymore, and I don't know how to get there
Mhm.
because everything is about money for rent, money for food, money for this. Like, how do you find yourself again? And I think that's a big thing is, we all have to find ourselves.
yeah.
Just, I mean, the best advice I can give on that is, just step back, do what's called a mind dump.
Mhm.
And whether it's on a big piece of paper, I have a tearaway large sticky note
Easel
pad
thing.
easel
Yeah.
thing, yeah. And that's been the greatest because I can do, there's multiple steps to it.
Yeah.
And so you can keep those pages, rip them off and save them. Or if you have access to a large dry erase board, you can do it on there too. And so you want a mind dump, and in that mind dump, you're going to put all of the things that you are responsible for doing, all the different hats that you wear, and
which ones fuel you?
well, that's where you
Yeah.
take it, because you have to look too at which ones are what taking energy from you and what type of energy they're taking from you.
Right.
And so this gives you a big visual of what that is. And so if you're a mom, if you're a wife, if you're, the owner of a business, if you do all of these different tasks for your business, you're the marketing, you're your own marketer, you do, accounts payable and receivable. I mean, whatever it is, you want to dump it onto this board, get it all out there. You're a daughter, you're a sister, you're everything that takes a piece of you. And I don't mean take in a negative way. It's the good and the bad, all of it. You've got to put it on a board and you have to step back and you have to look at it. And you circle them. So you're going to put each one of them in a circle. And so you may have things that branch off of that circle. So you're a mom and you have responsibilities that come off of there. That is, driving the kids to school, cooking dinner, making sure they're fed, doing you literally put everything on there and you step back.
But we're so afraid to put everything on there. That's the big deal about, I think that goes back to our bombshell moms.
Yes.
Like we are bombshell moms and wives. Like we're scared to put everything out there, but because we're afraid somebody's going to judge us or we're not doing it right.
But this is for you. This is for you. You're
we
forget
do it
privately. No one's going to see it.
No, but we forget it. We forget that because we think as we're writing it down, we still think other people are judging us, and you have to get that off your plate too. Like it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about me. This is my path only, and this is what I want out of it.
I had to do that the first time I did that with a consultant, and then it's something that I used in consulting clients that I've worked with. But the first time I did it, that's what you had to do. I had to look back and I go, oh, I'm missing some stuff here, because I had the mom, the wife, I had, this business and this business responsibilities for this business. And then you start to realize, oh, I'm like being
over my head.
I am. I'm being pulled away, because it helps you learn delegation and prioritization. Obviously God first, family second, career third. We know
those things.
If you believe in those, if you believe in that, that's your main start. But then you got to break that down, and you have to. And for me, this was a big one, and that it is giving up control. And it's not for lack of trusting other people. It's just that I've done it so long myself.
You do it and you do it well.
Yes, it's hard to delegate that to somebody else. But I'm getting way better at it. Actually,
so there used to be somebody in my life that ironically was not a very good person, but taught me the most about myself. And my thing was I always took on like, okay, yes, I can. Yes. And she said, you have a platter and things are falling off your platter. You need a plate. And until you can get your house in order, you can't have a plate. You can't have a platter, your house, period. And that's instrumental. Like you can't, there are things that I'll get to this later, but you can't. You have to start with your basics, God, family, business, but everything else is at the end of the day.
Visualization is key. I would also recommend doing a goal board too.
Yes.
So
Lauren's vision board.
Vision board. That's what I meant. Lauren's going to be here for 2 weeks, so I have no doubt that she's going to come back on one of the shows and give some more tips. But DeGrandeDigital.com. Check her out. Thanks for joining us, Lauren.
Thank you.
Lori, love you guys. Be kind. We'll see you back here next week and tomorrow morning on Joko Vibes.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County. Joko Community Radio.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. More than 3/4 of Americans want President Joe Biden to consider all potential nominees